IAEA is an international body which monitors all the nuclear activities and legitimizes them through the United Nations. So, firstly, what IAEA did on 13th of June was to formally announce that Iran has defaulted in terms of nuclear non-proliferation treaty. And on the 13th June at night, 200 aircrafts, fighter aircrafts with proper bombs had attacked all the nuclear facilities which were the prime concern, of which there were three nuclear sites: Isfahan and Fordo and Natanz. So Fordo is the main, which is considered the toughest because it is deep beyond 100 meters inside underground. So the issue is that when the Americans also got involved into this war and they bombed these sites, the three sites which I just mentioned. So after bombing of these sites, there has perpetually been no telltale signs of destruction. So there can be two theories. One can say that it was underground, so it is buried underground. Theory number one. Theory number two is nobody has actually assessed the situation on ground. Why? Because IAEA has been unilaterally asked to leave Iran. Iran's parliament has passed a motion in which it has said IAEA has to leave Iran. So eventually it leaves Iran now scot free, without any monitoring agency or anybody to keep a check on its nuclear program. So this is one of the biggest blunders which has happened. And because of that, there is no assessment whether the nuclear program has actually been destroyed or not. Thirdly, see, it was Iran's ultimate aim to have a nuclear program which would be a success. So had this nuclear program been actually destroyed, I am very certain that Iran would have gone all out and would have emptied its whole stockpile of missiles and rockets onto Israel and on the American air bases. Now, the big question is that the world is now in dark whether the nuclear program of Iran is actually being destroyed or it exists. So, firstly, it's a win win situation for Iran. Why? A few days back, Mr. Rafael Grossi, who's the IAEA head, has claimed that 400 kilograms of enriched uranium, which was enriched up to 60%, that amount of uranium, 600 kgs of uranium, is not accounted for. IAEA has the information about the quantity, but has lost the track of this amount of enriched uranium. So you see, you need 80% of enriched uranium to create civil electricity, and you need 90% enriched grade uranium for creating a bomb. And a small cube of, you could say, uranium is equivalent to almost, you could say, 100 trucks of coal. So that is the amount of energy that one small cube of uranium can do. So you see, things have become more complex and complicated. Secondly, you see, Iran has been able to create its nuclear program with the help of North Korea, the Russians, and to some extent the Chinese. So these are the three powers which actually have a potent nuclear arsenal. So this is one of the major reasons why America is not very keen to go in further to attack Iran, because uh, the intelligence is actually incomplete on ground. The human intelligence is actually not there when it comes to the enriched uranium. And 72 hours before attacking these three sites, there are satellite imageries of civilian trucks lined up in front of these facilities for what? For definitely transporting the sensitive material away from these sites. So when the Americans know about this, they had the satellite visuals with them. So did Israel. Why did they not act then? So there are many questions which are out in the dark, in the lurch, and I'm sure only with time we will actually know the truth. As far as Iran is concerned, it has confirmed that none of their nuclear facilities has been hit. So let's see in coming maybe few weeks or months, the picture will be more clear. See, this is their dream project. They would definitely have subsidiary locations which are at even more secretive locations which cannot be tracked or penetrated. These nuclear sites which we are mentioning are sites which have been disclosed to the world. So definitely, other than these sites, there will be ample other sites because you see, Iran is a desert terrain country. So anywhere in the desert, they can have a underground network. And you see, sand is something which is most concrete. The more you hit the sand, the tougher impact it will be able to take. So that is the ideal place where they can, start a project, and they have eventually delivered. I mean, for though, who knows, it has even been penetrated at all by the GBU 57s, as claimed by Americans. See, any country which is already having nuclear equipment would refrain from getting a foreign country's nuclear equipment. And moreover, all the aircrafts were tracked in terms of their going to and fro from Iran. So I'm sure that definitely there has been nothing unturned, and intelligence agencies have confirmed at least three Chinese aircrafts, transport aircrafts landing in Iran. Two of them landed in Iran and one landed in Lebanon. What it was carrying, that is still a very big question in the dark. But as far as you see, I'm concerned, Iran has its proxies in Lebanon in the form of Hezbollah. Hamas is another proxy which has got all the support from Iran again. Then in Syria, you have the ISIS and other militia groups which have been working for Iran against the Israelis and the Americans. And then we have, last but not the least, the Houthis in Yemen. And trust me, their numbers are in lakhs. They are not even in thousands. So they are in huge quantities and they are ready to assist Iran at any beck and call. So you see, as far as the transportation of this equipment is concerned outside Iran, it is very, very unlikely that it has taken place at the moment. But we cannot rule out in the coming few weeks. Yes, could be that some nuclear assets could be flown out of Iran. But again, transporting them is not a small deal, it's a big deal. And if undisclosed, I mean, it'll be good. But if disclosed, and a certain country's name comes out in the open, then there is a lot at stake for that certain country as well to be answerable in the United Nations. See, nobody as on date is having this information other than, yes, Mossad, and something very interesting, the Ukrainian intelligence operatives are also present in Iran, because you see they are providing US with whatever assets and information they can in lieu of the weapons that they can acquire from US to fight against Russia. So this was one very intriguing and a very surprising factor, that three Ukrainian secret service agents were arrested in Iran when they tried to ambush one of their rocket launchers, the mobile rocket launchers, missile launchers. So you see, uh, it's a dynamics of not only US or UK, not only MI6, CIA, or the Ukrainian secret service is involved. Many other pro-European secret service agencies are working at it. And as on date, there is no information as to where they would have taken it, because you see they can have a underground network, a chain of network, something what Israel discovered in Gaza. So same thing can unfold here. So it is very unlikely to pinpoint and tell exactly where they are, but they would definitely be at a location which would be having a sign or a relation to the regime's assets. What I would like to add is, see, Fordo is there. Then there is a place called Arak where they had heavy water for their production of plutonium. So Isfahan, as we know, has been bombed. Bushehr is the civilian nuclear reactor where 600 Russians are still present to operate that civil nuclear plant for electricity for civil use. 600 Russians present in that area. Isn't that surprising? Isn't that awkward? That 600 number is a very large number for operating one nuclear plant for electricity. Then you have a place called Gashin, where uranium mines and mining utilities are there. Then Ardakan is there. Again, a uranium ore concentrate facility is there. So then Marivan, again a former weaponization facility. Then you have a place called Sagand, again where uranium mining is taking place. And then Natanz, we've heard about Natanz as well. And then Parchin, it's a military complex. And see, there are many other places. There's a place called Golab Dare, then there's a place called Talegan, then Shahid Borordi. So it's a flood of places, and we really, it's just a guess as of now where they would be. But let me tell you, whatever names I have told you right now, none of these facilities would be facilitating any of the Iranian nuclear products. They are at unknown locations, at unknown places, which have not been declared by Iran to the public. So only the Iranian Republican Guard, only they would be aware of it because of the security purposes, and few in the regime, the top regime of the Iranian Politburo. Otherwise, I do not think that normal public of Iran also would be aware where they are.